All right, family. New week ahead of us. Last week is gone. NFP. You know, when NFP is going on, the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, it could be tricky. It could be some tricky setups, especially long-term position setups. Can be really tricky. That's why I scalp the way I do, and I might just throw out one or two um, hour setups. And I do pretty good with those. But the M5s is the bread and butter. Okay, so what I want to look at here is AU. All right, AU, right? If you look right here, we got this candle closing, this candle coming up and closing up. Then this candle comes right here and then closes like this, right? So what does let's just be elementary here. What do you think the next weekly candle is going to do? You think the weekly candle will go up? There's a possibility, but I think possible we might have another bearish close on the week. So, especially we come over to the daily and we see candle closes below this consolidation. This is showing me that the bears are in the market. So we're all week we're looking again for sales off of Audusd. We'll talk about other pairs. Audusds is one of those pairs I'm always looking at. So I'm looking for sales. Not gonna take really too many pullbacks unless it's you know, looks it looks really perfect. I'll take a pullback. But I won't leave a runner or anything. Sales, I'm gonna leave runners. Let's go over here to the H4. You see what we see. Let's move this up. So for all my buyers that's trying to look for buys, if you look in the market, it's all choppy, and every time we got some bullish behavior, it gets knocked down so much. This doesn't look like a strong bullish trend will be happening anyway. It looks like struggle for the bears to get into the market. And I would, the younger me in my first couple of years of trading, I'd be looking to try to take some pullback. This doesn't look like there's going to be a significant pullback for me to take as for a buy. So I'm continuing down for Audusd. Now, fundamentally, Feds are still hawkish on the dollar. We just had an interest rate change to what was it, 3.5 to 3.8. So we're still hawkish on the dollar. The dollar is still strong. November the 2nd is the next time we have a Fed meeting. And they already saying that it might be 75 basis points. And then I think somewhere in December we got one more meeting, and then that'll be another 75. So about 125 basis points. That could push USD down more, and pretty much GU, EU, and a lot of those UJ should go up. US Swiss franc should go up. So with that type of data, we shouldn't be going long quite yet. We have to keep a fundamental. We also keep the technical, but keep the fundamentals. The fundamental sentiment is bearish for USD. So keep in mind, any buy that you take has to be temporary. You're better off getting sales. All right. So here on the H4, we got the break down here. I'm trying to see where we can get a really good entry. We got the hour looking a certain way. See, it just broke. It just feel like it just broke out of this consolidation. And now we can come over to the M30. Is what I wanted to look at. So me, I'm gonna trade supply and demand, bread and butter. So this area was the supply, and then it dropped off the hill. Now we got a whole week to deal with this. So there can possibly be some bullish behavior. And it's clear on the M30 some areas that we can sell off of, right? We do have Keep in mind, we got quite a few. So, okay, we got a gap to fill right here. These gaps got filled already with those wicks. So we do have a gap to fill right here. So we're talking about for a whole week, possibly looking at something like this. So come back here, give us a nice little sell real quick, then shoot past here, consolidate a little bit, come down, maybe we get a push right here, and then it drops. And it could just tumble from right here, but if we ever get a wick up here, and then a wick back down here or something like that, like some little whipsaw, and then Friday comes, then, or whatever comes, we could probably get a nice little sale. I'm not saying this is what's going to happen. I'm just based off supply and demand on the M30. This could happen all week. So ultimately, they come up here and wick this. I don't think it's going to get anywhere. I just, based off of what I'm seeing, I don't think this week Audusd will go past 65395. Honestly, won't even think it'll go past 64856, but we could be wrong. And if it does break and start coming up here, I mean, it is what it is. What I'm looking for with this Audusd is this. I'm gonna leave these areas on. Let's go back to the week so you can see these areas. You see them on the week. Those are the M30 supplies, right? The way Audusd closed with this wick up to fill in this whole gap, it didn't fill this gap in, but whatever. It filled the gap and then came down here and closed. This sentiment could be bearish next week. So what we can get is, what I'm looking for next week is maybe another candle looking like this. Maybe it wicks right here, maybe it wicks right here, maybe it wicks right here, maybe I feel like it'll wick right here. I'm trying to illustrate this the best way I can. And then another candle coming down. It's still bearish. It's going to be some wick from there to there, and then the end of the week will close like this. The reason why I'm saying it closed like this is because ultimately, if we're looking at like supply and demand, that's the area that it's probably going to come down to. So ultimately, we're going to get a push down here, or we could get a push down here to wick these lows, but it's going to continue down. Technically, as far as technical analysis, we're going to get a nice push down there to this demand. And then honestly, the way this wick looks with all this going on here, ultimately we'll probably get something like wick down here, take out all these swing traders, because you know swing traders got in right here. Probably gonna take them out and then start rallying back up. That's what it looks like we might be seeing if we continue to have these rate hikes, interest rates keep going up, and the dollar, you know, Fed still being so hawkish on the dollar until they do something about the supply and the demand. So what's going on is there's more people are buying. This is what they say. You know, I already have my theories on it. But what they're saying is more people are buying and have too much buying power, and there's not enough demand. It's meaning that a lot of people, there's a lot of jobs out there, and people are not taking these jobs, but they got buying power. And in order to offset that, the feds are going to have to make the dollar hawkish, I mean raising it, in order to balance the supply and demand. So they're going to have to take away some jobs because they're not needed in the economy right now. A lot of people got rich off of Forex. A lot of people got rich off of a little stuff that they started to do in the last, 3 or 4 years. So some of these jobs, like people are not returning back to these jobs. Now, my theory is, you know, they're trying to make people go back to work. That's my theory. But we're just going to go off of this little system. This is how they got their system set up. It is what it is. They're going to take away a lot of jobs and balancing it out. where the supply and demand are a little balanced. And once that happens, then the feds will bring back down those interest rates. We want to get it somewhere around 2.2%, because right now it's at like what, 8.5. So they'll continue raising those interest rates until everything quote unquote balances itself out, and then they'll start to bring it back to 2.2%. What we want to do is capitalize. Obviously, we're going to capitalize the whole way down. But when they bring it back to 2.2 and everything goes back to normal, Audusd is going to, all of the, this is not going to continue to sell off forever. We're going to have a big rise somewhere. I don't know where. I don't have all on there. But we'll have a big old swing trade opportunity, because I like the swing trade, where it'll tap, and then we're gonna get some news about the feds, and everything's gonna normalize, and this thing's gonna shoot back up. Now, a little bit about my theory is, I'm gonna use another pair for an example. Let's go for NAS 100, right? The pandemic happened where? Somewhere around December. So what I'm thinking is this move right here. Pandemic happened. A lot of money got, a lot of the feds had to print a lot of money to for stimulus and things like that. What did we do? We didn't use it to pay bills. We didn't do none of that stuff. We started investing in stocks, and we made the market soar. This whole move. This is all what we did. We took all our money and put it in stocks. We put all our money in Bitcoin. We start working from home, so we don't need to commute and stay in these bigger cities as much. So now you see cities like New York and Chicago and places like that. They're so expensive. It's not even worth living at. I live in Chicago now. It's so expensive. It's like, where is your money going? Taxes and all, just super expensive. But you don't need to live in those cities, because people are living at home in remote locations and working from home. So I feel like this whole move has to be mirrored, like most moves do. This move came down, it got mirrored. Everything usually gets mirrored. So since this is where pre-COVID was at, and it came down a little bit and then shot up, I feel like they want to do something that we call liquidity grab. Take all that money that they took and gave out during the pandemic, snatch it, and once they snatch it, continue to mark it up. So this is like my prediction for a bull run. NAS 100 is probably going to come down to these pre-COVID levels, take all that liquidity away from us that we use to buy into the market, and so it's going to be like a wick down, and then it's going to find its way back up and start making highs. And from that point, we can start buying stocks and stuff. I mean, eventually, I have stocks, so when it makes a lower low, I buy. I just keep dollar cost averaging, because eventually, once this move happened, I got all these buys right here. I'm gonna be safe. Now, I don't put too much money into stocks, but I put enough. Most of my money's in crypto. So every time crypto drops, I sell. I don't care what the media is saying. I don't care what the news is saying. That's nice. You guys are here. The news is here to make you do the complete opposite of what you're supposed to do. While there's a bear market happening, they're telling you to take all your money out, while whales are coming in and buying and waiting for this move. But the average retail trader won't buy, and then wait for some years for this move to happen, because they feel like their money is being dwindled. But we're traders. I'm okay with drawdown. Who cares? I'm gonna buy, and then 2 or 3 years from now, when this thing makes this high, I got all these buys in, and I'm in so much profit. And when it come right here and it start making the higher high, then they telling you to buy when it's in this range. See, it's complete opposite. Now, the market is good. The market is great. It's a uptrend. Then next thing you know, When it started dropping again, oh, take your money out, take your money out, take your money out. You guys lose because y'all bought up here and you got a little bit of success. Then they came and snatched all your money again. And they're like, oh, take your money out. Oh, the market is terrible. And then next thing you know, you wait for another bull run to happen. And by the time this bull run, oh, start buying, start buying. We're making a new high. Buy, 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 buy. So you bought somewhere right here again. See this? You go through the same repetitive crap. You buy right here, and you could have just bought down here or down here. Oh, buy, the market's doing good. Oh yeah, great, great, great. Oh no, take your money out. You lost. Stop buying when it's high and stop selling when it's low. They teach us because it's an emotional game. They tell you to sell while it's low, buy while it's high. Have you noticed that? They've been telling people to take their money out right now. This is the best time to buy like crazy. Even if this move don't happen and it goes lower, so what? Buy. In years and years to come, this is what's going to happen. It's going to keep spiking, and it's healthy to make these corrections. And these corrections, this is what's going on right now. It's just a correction. It's a healthy correction that happens all the time. Look at it. Look at the corrections that happen. Oh man, the market's doing terrible. Oh, okay. Buy, buy, buy. Like, it's gonna keep going up. It's on an uptrend. It's not on a downtrend. This is up, 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 up. You want to see a downtrend? I'll show you a downtrend. This is a downtrend. When it's doing all this, this is all, in Forex, we ain't finna buy this. Swing traders might buy this because it might make that move and then pull all the way back up. But nah, I ain't doing that. So, in conclusion, that's what we're looking for Audusd. And on top of that, buy as much crypto as you can. Buy as many stocks as you can. Stop listening to the news. They're always going to tell you to sell because you are liquidity for these whales to come in and make money off of. These brokers make so much money during bear market because you guys close out your positions. You close them out instead of buying. They're not making money any other way but you closing out positions. I mean, obviously there's other ways. Don't get me wrong. But these brokers make the most money when you close out your positions. And the brokers I'm talking about, I'm not talking about as far as Forex is concerned. I'm talking about stock brokers and crypto brokers. They make the most money during bear markets because I'm putting money on it. Y'all been selling y'all position because it's in drawdown. Diamond hand in positions, buy more, think of long term, dollar cost average, meaning every time it drops, buy more, drop, buy more. 3 or 4 years from now, do you really think Bitcoin gonna be right where it's at? Do you think it's gonna go to zero? Come on, man. Do you really think like even Shib New? Where's Shib New at? Shib New. Look at this. It's down right now. But let's put some supply and demand there. So it already tapped the demand on the weekly. I think it's that one. We got nothing but demands. And it's so low. You have nothing to lose putting a couple of $100 into this. You know why? Because as much as people keep saying, oh, it's the main coin, blah, 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 man, this thing has large potential to make a new high. Do you really I don't think you guys understand. Dogecoin, I was around when Dogecoin was at 0.00000225. And people were saying Dogecoin, they ain't gonna never get. Even the director of Dogecoin, the guy that made it, he's like, it ain't gonna do this. And then next thing you know, Dogecoin flies up to 75 cents from 0.00000225. I had $500 in Dogecoin, but I took it out. like an idiot. I should have kept it. SHIB has a big army of people around it. Whales buy SHIB a lot. This is one of their favorite coins to buy all the time. This will go to a penny. Now, the question is, are you going to buy right now while nobody's talking about it, while we're in a bear market and everyone's saying, oh, don't put no money in it? While everyone is saying that, whales are buying, buying, buying. So the next bull run in the next 2, 3, 4 years, this makes a new high and then start coming shooting up towards the $1. I mean, the one penny. I said $1. Hey, if it go to $1, I wouldn't be surprised. So when this is the penny right here. When it starts shooting up and come up to here, and it's at a penny, and you could have bought down here, you could have made 43,000x. What is it, 43,000x or something like that? So with $500, let's do the math real quick. You don't mind, right? Let's do it. Calculator. 43,000 times 500. Look at that number. Look at that number. I think if it goes to penny, that's 43,000x, if I'm not mistaken. With $500, look at that number. Yeah, with $100. Let's go for $100 times. Look at that number. Now see, I'm just gonna tell you how much I got in there. I got 8,000 in there right now. Look at my number. That's what I'm trying to get. Actually, I'm trying to. I'm putting, like, when I get profits, I should try to put more into there, and I diversify my portfolio. But I'm trying to get it to this. And once I get this number, and they go, look at that. You think I'll be worried about anything at that point? I will leave America, go to Cuba at that point. But anyways, don't be afraid when people are talking on the news, man. They're gibberish. It's gibberish. But with that being said, I will see you guys on the next video. We're gonna have a really good week. Stay tuned for Audusd, GU, EU to continue going bearish. Let's keep getting them sales in, and then we might catch a UJ buy, a USD CAD buy, a Euro Swiss franc, because those are going in the complete opposite direction. So we'll have a good week this week. Peace.